I think skepticism is healthy.
Sí, me parece que tú la podías volver a
Can be
vivir otra vez
justified
si tuviera la
and
oportunidad.
exercised properly. I think it's a part of our desire as humans is to know the truth about things. And you have to have an openness to accept things. At the same time, you have to have skepticism so that you're not just, believing anything willy-nilly. So, there's a place for legitimate skepticism. And
but would you do it again? Your hands on the door handle of that truck. If you had to do over, would you jump out or stay in the truck?
I'd stay in the truck.
Yeah. And then can you say why a little bit? Because everybody's laughing seriously.
Well, it's changed my life forever and irrevocably. If I tried to just go away from it and just put it behind me, and that wasn't going to work. And so I decided to go ahead and go with it and try to make something good come of it. But that's just making the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, and you've lived a life where a majority of humans don't believe you.
Or, yeah. But I've learned to be more refined in the thinking. Like, do you believe? Well, you see, what's the difference between don't believe and disbelieve? That's a huge difference. Come on, people. When you go in and you get a court verdict of innocent, that means you didn't do it. It can't be you. You were in another state when this happened. But not guilty means only that they couldn't prove that you did it. The same thing with belief.
Yeah.
If you cannot believe something, means I don't accept that. Maybe I haven't thought about it long enough. I don't know enough about it. Or you disbelieve means you think it's false. That's not true. And those are distinctions that we need to refine our thinking more. What does disbelief and don't believe really mean?
And Tom, you didn't really have a choice, so it's not a question of would you go back and do
strictly to draw the line between what I experienced, what I perceived, what happened, and my interpretations and speculations about what it might mean. And because that's totally separate. In the case of this whole phenomenon, I would recommend that there be a clear distinction between what you experienced, what you saw, what happened, and what you think it means. Because I think when it comes to biology, with these creatures, we're in way in over our head. We don't know enough to attach purpose to some of these things that have been done to people, which I tend to lean, it's just my personal theory, in the direction of treating these things as experimental rather than some kind of a program for the future with intention. Part, screaming, demanding, begging for explanations and not getting any. Yeah. And I don't think that was for me. It's kind of like in Tom's case and in Betty Hill's case. Much of what they're being subjected to is it's I don't think it was it's just my opinion deliberately intended to impart to them some specific message. In other words, they were being subjected to things that it's kind of up to them to have to interpret these things.
Yeah.
And we see interpretations in both their cases that they had limited tools with which to digest all this, and basically they were reporting what they experienced and how they sensed it at the time. But on the part of the aliens, in both cases, I think, in their mind, not intended to impart some understanding, but to
experiencia que tuve no había la intención de entender realmente
And that's probably
lo
the
que
case,
decía.
this is just my own thinking, in
También fue mi
many cases
opinión.
with alien
En su
contact
caso de contacto de aliens,
is to stimulate reactions
hay una
and
reacción
not,
estimulante,
necessarily deposit specific messages or anything.
no
I think it's a
necesariamente
great
de
question.
dejar el
Did you
mensaje.
say anything? Did you hear anything? Was the room full of oxygen? We communicate as earthlings with vibrating the air in this room and the ears here and all that. But a lot of experiencers and contactees report they're just able to read my mind. They know what I'm thinking. Before I can say it, they already know what I'm thinking. Did you get that sense as well, any of you?
Tú puedes decir algo
I
así.
think that they expected to be able to enter my mind and communicate,
Yo pienso que ellos
but it wasn't
están
working. I
expectantes
think
a
that was
leer mi
due
mente.
to the injury that I experienced with that blast of energy, and that's probably what led to the whole thing becoming a bigger contact
Yeah.
than just needing the help of something human-looking that I would trust.
Do you believe they brought you back from the dead, basically? Saved your life?
Certainly a revival, yeah, because that was the impression that my crewmates got, is that when that blast hit me, that it killed me. That was what they said. They
Pensó
said to
que me
each
había
other.
matado.
Besides meeting the non-humans on the craft, when you were dead, did you see a tunnel of light and angels too, or did you get both experiences?
Cuando tú moriste, viste
When I
algo
was
grande, viste
unconscious,
ángel, ¿qué viste?
I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
No recuerdo.
Yeah. Tom, do you feel like they were?
And in my view, the reports of these, what they call grays, might not even be a single species. There could be more than one group that eventually winds up looking small, hairless, huge eyes,
Hay chicos, hay grandes.
and just happen to look like each other.
Thanks. Tom, your encounter with non-human
Ellos
intelligence
ayudan.
didn't happen on orbit, as far as you're aware. You actually met something like them here.
Yeah.
Tell us about.
But the universe is a very, very big place. Just our galaxy, just the Milky Way galaxy, has millions of stars. We can see them spread across our night sky. But they've got new, more powerful telescopes. Space telescope. They pointed it at the most empty spot in the sky and could see thousands of galaxies. Galaxies, not just stars. Galaxies like the Milky Way. So absolutely incomprehensibly huge number of planets. And for people to say, well, the only thing with life on it is Earth, is so small-minded. That's what's laughable. People like to make fun of the concept, of the very idea that there could be life from other worlds. Those people are really lacking as a perspective on where we are in the universe. It's a very, very big place.
So, what did they look like, the non-humans that you met?
These beings I call humanoid. People think humanoid means looking like humans, resembling. The word humanoid means 2 arms, 2 legs, a head on top, eyes in the front, like that. And they act like, well, how come all the aliens being described are like a man in a suit? The Hollywood can play these actors. What about these? And of course, Hollywood comes up with some incredible things. But in my view, I think that's absurd. Only a humanoid is going to build a craft and fly to another planet. A 20-foot cockroach is not going to build a craft. They don't